Hello, hello, my amazing friends. It is Tuesday. In fact, it is Fresh Tip Tuesday, and I'm so excited for today because today we're going to be sharing Cherry Cobbler Overnight Oats. We're going to be talking about butterfly pea flower tea. That's right, butterfly pea flower tea. We're going to learn all the great health benefits about that too, and a lot of my fresh tips for meal prep this May. That's right. Again, this is Fresh Tip Tuesday. I'm Corinne Brown, the Fresh Expert, and I am so excited to get started with you. Now, guys, we are streaming live not only to Facebook, but also on YouTube. So as you join in to see us today, please make sure you comment and share where you are from. Share it on your page. Let your friends know also that we are live because we always love to have people on with us. That's right. So today is National Cherry Cobbler Day. So in honor of that, we're going to make a cherry cobbler overnight oats. Yes, we've done overnight oats before. If you are aware, overnight oats are just a great way to eat your oatmeal cold, though you can heat it up, typically a 1-to-1 ratio. But this recipe is super fun, and we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to show you how I store it. We're going to taste it. And again, you're going to love the butterfly tea. Like, that's super cool. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to move my hand cam here up to the screen so you guys can see a little bit as well. Now, I've got fresh cherries, but we're also going to be using some frozen cherries. But before we even get to the cherries, we need to grab our bowl because I like to mix everything up in a separate bowl just to make sure it's good and combined before I put it in my storage containers. So we're going to start off with 1/3 cup of yogurt. Now, you can do Greek yogurt. I like the Okios 000. This is a great one because of the macros, guys. You'll hear me talk a lot about macros just because I'm learning them on my own health journey with my own trainer. And she's got me really focused on 100 grams of protein a day, making sure you have the right breakdown. If you didn't know this, I was talking to someone the other day. Everyone as an adult needs to have more than 1,200 calories a day. If you're eating less, then you are hurting yourself and your body and your metabolism. So think about that. A baby needs 1,200 calories a day. So as an adult, as like a grown woman or a grown man or a teenager, I don't know who you are as you're watching, but you need more. So please make sure you don't malnourish yourself. And just as you're eating those calories, make sure they're broken down, which is why macros are so important. So if you'll look at this one, it does break it down that it's 17 grams of protein for you, 6 grams of sugar, which is a nice breakdown as far as the macros. Another good one that I've been recommended a lot to use is the Too Good. It's the 2 grams of sugar. There is a lot of knockoffs like at Aldi's. You can get a more inexpensive version that gives you the same macros and nutrients. So we're going to start off and just do 1/4 cup of yogurt because this one was almost done. I'm just going to jump right into that one and I'm going to grab, where did my 1/4 cup go? I don't know, but we'll use the half. Okay. So 1/4 is a little bit less than a half. So we're going to stick that down in there. It's okay if your measurements are a little bit off. Just know you can always add more liquid if your oats are a little too clumpy or thick than you like when you choose to eat them after they've set up. Okay, so 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt. Then we're going to add 1/2 cup of rolled oats. You do want to make sure you do the rolled or old-fashioned oats. Don't get the quick oats. They make it a little bit mushier. I just don't like them. And you don't need them, okay? So 1/2 cup of those, put them in there. If you're gonna put the yogurt, as you can notice here, guys, look at this. You should do your dry ingredients probably first. But that's why you have a Tupperware spatula, right? Because we can just get all that good stuff out of there. We're not gonna let anything go to waste. This is all the good stuff that we need. Now, again, make sure as you're joining us, tell me where you're from. I'd love to know who's joining us. And have you had overnight oats before? Like, have you enjoyed them yourself? All right, so there we go. So that is 1/2 cup of oats. We're also going to add some chia seeds. Chia seeds are high in protein. They're good in fiber. They're just super fun. And when you combine them overnight, like you make a chia pudding kind of like mixed in with the overnight oats, they turn these little orbs that are just super fun and satisfying. So they're fun to have. So you're going to want a whole tablespoon of those. You could do a half or a whole. Now, you can alter this recipe all you want. This is just the one that I've been using lately, and I really like it. Then you're going to add a tablespoon of honey or maple syrup, the sweetener of your choice. Personally, you know, I love local honey, and you'll see if you are in the Fort Mill Rock Hill area, go check out Rock Hill Pottery. I'm in love with Rock Hill Pottery. We actually did some pottery classes, and we made our little honey pot ourselves. Isn't that cute? I made the little bee. It's just my little dorkiness that I love. So that's super cute on there. But having your local honey. But the Tupperware Squeeze It bottle is also perfect for honey. I know they have those cute little bears that go upside down, but my kids will make a mess. My boyfriend's kids always make a mess. But I found with the Squeeze It bottle, it is perfect because it clings back. Store it upside down. See, nothing comes out until you squeeze. But watch this, guys. And it stopped. Did you see that? Let's try it again. Yes, the sound effects make everything better too. But is that not fantastic, guys? How it just goes down in there. So we did a tablespoon of honey right in there for us. Then now you would do 1/4 of a cup of vanilla. Okay, if you're going to use like a regular protein powder or just your milk. I'm changing this part up a little bit though. So 1/4 of a cup or 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. However, what I'm going to add for mine is plant collagen. I am a vegetarian. I need to make sure I have my collagen as well, you know, trying to make sure we stay youthful with our fine lines and everything. But bovine, I can't have because I don't do animal products. So if you are a vegetarian leaning toward the vegan side like I am, then you're going to want to check out Your Super. I believe you can get these now at Target, which is super cool. Or you go to Your Super, Your Superfoods online. YourSuper.com is literally what it is. YourSuper.com. I love this plant collagen because it's already got vanilla mixed in with it. I'm not adding extra vanilla. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So I'm going to be using this, and we're going to do 2 teaspoons of it. So I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of mine in there. And I'm going to put vanilla protein powder. Okay, so I'm adding vanilla protein powder and vanilla collagen mixed in. So I'm not going to add actual vanilla. However, if you're using regular protein powder, if you just choose to use like the Isopure, I've mentioned this many times before. It's a great protein powder that you can add, but 0 carbs, no flavor. So that way you truly get the cherry cobbler goodness that this is going to give you. You could use that too. Okay. And then you would do the vanilla. So 1/4 of a cup. I am going to load this recipe with all this good stuff for you guys, but I wanted to make sure I just said that out loud because I realized as I was reading my notes, oh yeah, I changed that. Because I do that. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of cinnamon. You're going to want about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon because all cherry cobblers typically have cinnamon, maybe even nutmeg if that makes you happy. You're going to add 1/2 cup of milk. Now, if you, again, are a vegetarian leaning towards the vegan side and you don't want to do cow's milk, I really enjoy this one. This is Silk's protein almond cashew milk, and it's got 10 grams of protein already mixed in with it too. I try to make sure I can get all the extra protein all the different ways that I possibly can. So you're going to want to mix that in too. All right, then we're going to mix all this up and get it nice and combined. It's going to be liquidy, yes, but remember, the oats are going to absorb all that liquid, and the chia seeds are going to absorb all of that liquid. So it's going to make it all up and nice for all of you. I wanted to make sure I gave you some fun stuff. Here's a fun question people often ask. And if you know the answer, please go ahead and put it in there as I spill. How far in advance do you need to make overnight oats? How far, guys? Go ahead and let me know. Put that on there. And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and start assembling. Now, there's a couple different containers that you can use. I love the Tupperware big rounds. These are great. I love that they're clear. Remember, Tupperware brand products are not sold in stores. You can only buy them through an independent rep. Hello. With a good reminder to remind you that if there's anything here that you see, you can snag my fresh product picks at twcorinne.com at any time. You can always join my team and get everything at 25% off. Did y'all like my little infomercial? Yeah, that is funny. Okay, so I love this one. All round seals are liquid and airtight. When you host a party right now, you can actually get the small refrigerator bowl, which is the perfect size as well, because you're going to want one that's about 2 cup size. Now, if you have mason jars, they always say use mason jars. Personally, guys, I'm a klutz. I break everything. So Tupperware has actually fun jars with twist top seals. Did you know that? The universal jars? Yeah, you get 3 of these. These are 1 1/4 cup for $20, or you can get the one that's 2.5 cups for $12. And this is 3.5 cups for $12. You're going to want the bigger one, unless you're going to cut the recipe in half to put them in the small ones. Okay, so you can see how that goes. So I'm just actually going to go ahead and put it in. Which one do I want to use? I'm going to use the jar. I think I like the jar today. We're going to use the jar. So I'm going to pour all this beautiful stuff right here in my jar. Oops. Y'all, I'm making a mess. Not pretty. Okay. Be aware not to make a mess. Go in the bowl. Now, if you love overnight oats, you know you can do all kinds of different flavors. Oh, I didn't put my protein powder in there. That's what I did wrong. I was just yapping to y'all. Okay, so I need to put my protein powder. And look at the mess I made. Do y'all see this? Okay, I'm sorry. This is the joy of live and unscripted, right? When I just kind of jump on. So I want to add in 1 scoop of protein powder in here too. I mean, this is the great thing about overnight oats is that it's a great way to plan ahead, making sure that you have the fiber and the protein and the right calories, that we're not wasting calories. We've got the right ones all in here, so that when we're in a hurry, we can grab and go. So these typically you want to, as we said, how far in advance? Typically 2 to 4 days. You can make this ahead of time. You don't want to do much longer than 4 days, 2 to 4 days. Of course, make sure you have your airtight container to keep it all together. But isn't that kind of pretty? Except for the mess that I made. I really did make a mess, didn't I, y'all? Look at that. Eek! Okay, now we need to add our cherries. Now there are 2 different types of cherries that you could do, fresh or frozen, okay? Fresh cherries, of course, I love. Fresh cherries are fantastic. Guys, but what happens with fresh cherries? You have to cut them all. Like literally, you have to make sure you have a cherry peeler. I have like stuff everywhere on my hands. Okay, cut them in half, gotta de-seed them. I can take them and just throw them in there like that. That's fine. Take my little thing out. Eek! Tupperware used to have a little cherry pitter, but I never used it anyways. How often do you really use a cherry pitter? Not often, right? So we can do it that way. That makes it look pretty because they're fresh. But we can also use frozen. So just grab some frozen ones and you can put them in there. In fact, I had them in the freezer here. So while we're doing that, I'm going to pop up for you. There you go. You always try and make sure to have everything, right? And then you're like, no, it's in the freezer. So I love my freezer mates because I can go ahead and freeze my cherries. My daughter loves the cherries. And here's a little tip my mom taught me a long time ago. I love fresh ingredients. I like things fresh from the garden. I do not do canned veggies and things that often because I like fresh. But when you can't do fresh, or if you're afraid you aren't going to eat fresh fast enough, then get frozen. Because typically when your produce is frozen, it's frozen at its peak of freshness. That's a lot of words. Frozen at its peak of freshness. So we're going to put that in there. So we're going to do 1/4 of a cup in here of just some cherries. And this is great because as these defrost in the fridge, they're going to give the flavor. I'm going to give a few more just because they look pretty. Doesn't that look pretty? Can y'all see it? That's pretty. All inside of there. Now, we're going to add 1 more or 2 more little ingredients. We're going to need some salt. Himalayan pink salt because it has better health benefits and properties than the others. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of cocoa nibs or chocolate chips. If you know me, remember from last week, we talked about these, the cocoa nibs. I love these ones because these are actually tossed in yakin syrup, which is actually another superfood, great benefits for you. Add a little bit of there on top. You could do mini chocolate chips just because it gives them a nice little flavor, like with the cherry cobbler on top. And then you want to add about a tablespoon of pecans. Now, if you didn't know about nuts, nuts do go rancid very easily and very quickly. I freeze my nuts. So I go ahead and take my freezer mates, or these are the fresh and cools that we had a couple years ago, but I will actually freeze my nuts to make sure that they are fresh and ready when I'm ready to use them. But look how beautiful. It's all together in a jar, nice and ready to go. Okay, so that is just really quick and easy cherry cobbler overnight oats. Now, here's the fun thing that I want you guys to learn. I'm going to keep it right here. You guys already know this one, right? Cherry oats stay. But did you know you really only need to have them for 3 hours in the fridge? So if you know, okay, I didn't do it overnight, but you're going to want to eat, as long as you have them set for 3 minutes, it should be able to absorb everything to give it the consistency that you want. So technically, overnight oats don't have to be overnight. They just need to be a minimum of 3 hours. Fun, fresh tip for you guys, right? So you can learn all of those there. So let me show you what this looks like. I'm actually going to move it to here because I like that better. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it better. Do y'all see that goodness? And this has been sitting for a few hours. I did it this morning. So it'll get plump up even more as it does overnight. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a little try. Oh my gosh. It's almost like a cherry cobbler. You got that sweetness of the cherry, the nuttiness of the pecans with the little chocolate bite of the cacao nibs. I love cacao nibs too, because they do have a little bit of that nuttiness because they're in its natural form. I mean, cacao is a superfood. It's only when it gets ground down and added the milk into it that becomes the milk chocolate as it comes out more refined. But in its natural state, this is good stuff. You guys love it? You're going to try it? Yes, you are. Go try it. Now, we're going to move on though, because I'm going to share with you guys one more really, really cool thing. Okay. And do you want to know what that really cool thing is? That's right. Butterfly Pea Flower Tea. How many of you guys have seen this? If you have, make sure to comment to let me know, because I love knowing. Need the bee pot. Oh, Connie. I know I made that one with my friends. Isn't it great? Thank you so much for being here. Connie said, I'll share with you guys real quick. Connie was like, I need that in my thing. She said, Overnight Oats, my favorite. They are. They're really good stuff, babe. I'm going to hide that back. Let's go over here because we're going to talk back about Butterfly Pea Flower Tea. So we went to First Watch this morning for brunch. And when we were there, you can get these special juice drinks. And they actually now are showing Butterfly Pea Flower. Butterfly Pea Flower. I know it's a lot. I don't know why it's such a weird word, Butterfly Pea Flower. But anyways, they were serving the Butterfly Pea Flower lemonade. And it's literally just taking lemonade with Butterfly Pea Flower tea mixed in with it and lavender. And it's just a refreshing drink. What a lot of people don't realize is this stuff is like super good for you. In fact, let me show you some of these health benefits, because when my friend taught me about this 2 years ago, I was like, what? These little boogers, and they're literally little dried flowers that are gorgeous, but they help with your eyes, your skin, your hair. It's good for stress relief, pain relief. And the reason I got interested in it in the first place is because of my hormones. That's right. Turning 40, my hormones went crazy. And so this is just a great way to help reset your system. And the best way for you to make it is actually in the Tupperware cold brew carafe. Isn't that beautiful? Do y'all see how beautiful this blue color is? Well, I'm going to show you the magic of this and my favorite drink that even my kids will drink. They'll call it Smurf Juice. And the health benefits, as you saw, are worth it. So you're going to want to include this at home. This is the Harney and Sons. I ordered this on Amazon. It's stored actually in a Tupperware container with other bags of stuff, so it stays fresh. But it keeps it in there together. And if you read it, like the wholesome benefits of it for your self-care routine, as they say, is fantastic. So let me show you though, because it's in here. We're going to add this back to stream for you guys so you can check this out. I'll move my cherries out of the way too there. Okay. Do you see how beautiful this is here? I mean, it's not just pretty, just the color is gorgeous too. Okay. So we're going to take this and I'm going to show you all of these good stuff. And what I want you to see too is actually the flowers. Not being very graceful. I thought I was being graceful. That's not working. Okay. Graceful is out of the question. Do you see these little flowers? You can actually eat these. They don't taste great, but they have good health benefits. So anyways, cold brew carafe, go ahead and do it as a concentrate overnight. You're going to only fill up the tea till below that first line where you would do for your first level of concentrate for your cold brew, just like with iced tea. And they will expand and grow up. So, or not grow, because they hydrate and then they infuse the water. So moving up and around. But I want you to show you this because we're going to make a really yummy drink. Let me turn this way, actually. There you go. Okay, so we've got our ice. We're going to take our butterfly tea concentrate. You see how it's blue? Right? I'm going to put a little bit more in there. Here's what happens. Then you're going to add lemon to make lemon. We're going to make a lemonade to go with it. Typically, you wouldn't do this much tea. You do more lemonade, but I really like the butterfly pea flower tea, so I don't mind the lemonade. But you're going to take fresh lemon and watch how the color changes. Do y'all see that? Can you see it changing right there before your eyes? It is the coolest thing. It's like magic. Magic! Where we go from blue to purple. Like, so cool, right, guys? All right, so we're going to mix that up. And then we're just going to add in some simple syrup. And I made a simple syrup that's a 1-to-1 ratio, and I actually used monk fruit sweetener. So instead of using sugar, it's a sugar alternative that is a superfood. So it's also really great for you. And we're going to put some of that in there so that way you have that sweetness that you like. This is the tilt and pour from Tupperware. Like, do you see this? Like, it's so... Like, it's just cool. It's super cool. All right. So there you go. A butterfly pea flower tea. Like, that not just amazing? I love the little things, y'all. So this is just super yummy. Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff. So go try this out, okay? So overnight oats for National Cherry Cobbler Day. We made some cherry cobbler overnight oats. I'm going to go finish eating them because I'm actually starving. So yay for food. And we have our butterfly pea flower tea too. So now I feel like I'm helping my hormones and my skin and my gut and my health. And you're doing something important for yourself. So enjoy the birds, enjoy your tea, enjoy your oats. And thank you for joining us today for Fresh Tip Tuesday. Can't wait to share with you next week. So make sure that you share it on with your friends. And remember, guys, if there's anything that you need, you can always snag your fresh product picks right at twcorinne.com or shoot me a message. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you next week. Okay?